In early 2024, federal agents announced a major bust called Operation Dead Hand, which targeted a drug pipeline running from Mexico to Canada. It seemed like a standard law enforcement victory, part of the endless cat-and-mouse game on our streets. But what the initial headlines didn't tell you is where this story was really heading. Because this wasn't just about street-level dealers, it was the first thread pulled from a sweater that would unravel into a shocking global manhunt. The man at the center of it all wasn't some lifelong gangster. He once stood on the world's biggest stage, an Olympic athlete who competed for his country. Now, he's on the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list, with authorities comparing him to Pablo Escobar and El Chapo Guzman. This is the story of the man behind the headlines, and the billion-dollar criminal empire they say he built. Section 1: The Olympian Kingpin. His name is Ryan Wedding. Born in Thunder Bay, Canada, he was a gifted snowboarder who represented Team Canada at the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City. But today, his name is spoken in the same breath as the world's most notorious drug lords. On March 6, 2025, he was officially added to the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list, and the U.S. State Department is now offering a reward of up to $15 million for information leading to his arrest. Federal authorities accuse Wedding of running one of the most prolific and violent drug trafficking organizations in the world. His alleged enterprise is responsible for shipping hundreds of kilograms of cocaine from Colombia, through Mexico and Southern California, and into communities across the United States and Canada. The scale is staggering. According to the U.S. Attorney General, Wedding's operation trafficked an estimated 60 metric tons of cocaine in a single year. To put that in perspective, that's about the weight of 40 cars. He's known by aliases like El Jeef and Giant, and he's not just charged with drug crimes. The indictment against him includes orchestrating multiple murders to protect his empire. He's a ghost, believed to be hiding in Mexico under the protection of the infamous Sinaloa cartel. So how does a man go from the Olympic slopes to the top of the FBI's most wanted list? It's a quiet descent that began long after the cheering stopped. Section 2: The Fall from Grace. In 2002, Ryan Wedding competed for Team Canada at the Winter Olympics, finishing 24th in the parallel giant slalom. He was an elite athlete living a life most people only dream of. But after the glory of the Olympics faded, something changed. Wedding's structured life as a professional athlete disappeared. He eventually dropped out of university and began working as a bouncer. It was during this period that his path started to curve sharply away from the slopes. In 2008, his name surfaced in San Diego when he tried to buy cocaine, but the seller was an undercover U.S. government agent. Wedding was arrested, convicted, and sentenced to 4 years in a U.S. federal prison. This was the turning point. Instead of just serving his time, investigators alleged that inside prison, he networked. He reportedly made connections with associates of the Sinaloa cartel, one of the most powerful and ruthless drug trafficking organizations on the planet. When he was released in 2011, authorities say he didn't return to Canada a reformed man. He returned with a new set of contacts and a dark ambition. The drive he once poured into snowboarding was now redirected toward building a criminal empire. Section 3: A billion-dollar empire of violence. Here's how authorities allege the operation worked. Wedding leveraged his cartel connections to establish a massive cocaine pipeline. Drugs flowed from suppliers in Colombia, were moved through Mexico by the Sinaloa cartel, and funneled into Southern California. From there, a network of long-haul semi-trucks distributed hundreds of kilograms of cocaine throughout the United States and into Canada, where Wedding is now believed to be the dominant supplier. His organization wasn't just sophisticated, it was, according to the FBI, exceptionally violent. The superseding indictment against him alleges he ordered the murders of 2 family members in Ontario, Canada, in November 2023, as retaliation for a stolen drug shipment. In perhaps the most chilling example of his alleged brutality, authorities claim Wedding orchestrated the murder of a federal witness in January 2025. The witness was in Medellin, Colombia, set to testify against him. Wedding allegedly tracked the man down, and assassins executed him with 5 bullets to the head in a restaurant. The investigation into his empire, dubbed Operation Giant Slalom, involves a coalition of international law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, DEA, and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. In late 2025, Mexican authorities, working with the FBI, raided properties believed to be owned by Wedding, seizing a staggering collection of high-end motorcycles estimated to be worth $40 million, along with artwork and medals. The investigation has already led to dozens of arrests, including, shockingly, Wedding's own lawyer, who allegedly advised him that killing the witness would get his case dismissed. CTA. This is the hidden world operating just beneath the surface of our daily lives. The stories of figures like Ryan Wedding show how deep the rabbit hole really goes. If you want more deep dives into the true crime stories that the headlines often miss, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next investigation. Conclusion. Today, Ryan Wedding remains a fugitive. At 6'3" and 240 pounds, he stands out, but authorities believe he is protected by the powerful Sinaloa cartel, constantly moving to evade capture. He is considered armed and extremely dangerous. The drug seizures celebrated by law enforcement are important victories for community safety. But they are also a stark reminder of the global machinery of crime that fuels the local drug trade. The story the FBI can't put in a press release is the one about the ghosts who run these empires, men who once stood in the light before choosing to master the darkness. And it leaves us with a lingering, unsettling question: how could someone who once competed for his country fall so far?